not be able to score without the power.
Hey guys, what's up? It is K Rat here,
You're really bad. I'm not gonna
and
lie. There's no power,
back at
man.
it with another video for y'all today. Watching a little live stream from the good old brother Sikander555. Please go check him out. Just watching some Call of Duty Black Ops 7 Nazi Zombies content. But I'm also going to do a video to discuss about Call of Duty, and I'm going to talk about some other stuff. Primarily, mostly video games, because I do have a lot to cover. For Mortal Kombat, definitely gonna do League of Legends. I have something to say about that, and I think just for the rest of the night until I have to wind down for bed, I'll probably just talk about some other stuff. I got plenty of good ideas that come to mind. So yeah, let's get right into it, man. Be sure to subscribe, share this video around, and let's get right to it. So let's talk about Call of Duty Black Ops 7. I guess the word of mouth, shout out to YouTuber Fooly. Apparently, the game is not doing too good on the multiplayer side, and a lot of people are not liking Call of Duty. And you know, I'm not really the one to always like say Call of Duty will always be like a bad game. But here's my thing, guys. The only thing that this game has has a good for, I will say, is zombies. And zombies is pretty good. And shout out to Sikander555. Obviously, with the person that you're seeing right here, this is his secondary channel, and he has his main channel, Sikander555. He's obviously, for those of you that don't know him, he's a Mortal Kombat streamer. Does a lot of Sub-Zero, Mortal Kombat content. But then on top of that, he plays like a whole multitude of other games. Um, and definitely go give him a subscribe, because Sikander, he's getting close to 100K. I think on his other channel he's at like 72,000 subscribers. So with this channel, this is at like 11,000 or 12,000. I forgot, but either way, go subscribe to this channel and his other channel. He's definitely getting close to 100,000, and I hope he does, because he's a very fun YouTuber, and Sikander always has some good funny content. Just as far as whenever he's just talking. Um, but yeah, let's just talk about Call of Duty right now, because the thing about Call of Duty is that this game is pretty much in a very weird spot, and I don't know if I could say that this game really deserves anything but just like a lot of disrespect or minimal criticism. But I think Call of Duty, in my honest opinion, is just not a good game. Black Ops 7 should have been a whole different game that should have never been focused on the continuation of Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Because honestly, the thing about this game is just like this game just feels like Call of Duty Black Ops 6, but just a little bit better. And personally, with me, I don't find like the game to be really amusing, because it's like like you end up getting bored very quickly. And even though like I was only playing like the beta, and yes, I did manage to see other modes. I'm not being biased, when I'm just talking smack about Call of Duty, but the truth is like the game is only doing good because of a few things that it has. That being like the zombies is definitely pretty good. It feels a lot different compared to Black Ops 6, but the problem that I have with zombies is that zombies has that Warzone aspect where you have to like put armor on, and then on top of that, it's not like actual rounds where you could actually like have like, well, I don't even know what I could really say. It's just more like zombies is fun, but the problem with zombies is that it's not traditional zombies where you can actually buy doors and you have to like actually do proper Easter egg challenges in order to get stronger guns or stronger weapons. And I think it's good that Black Ops 7 does give you some challenges that are, competitive, and it's very hard to actually like, kind of like survive at the higher rounds. Because I will say, what Black Ops 7 did really good is that the game is very competitive in terms of The zombies are very more brutal, and you have to like be more you have to be more how should I say, like you have to be more aggressive to be more defensive against the zombies. And it doesn't feel like, just like just like your typical like, okay, I'm just going to go in and just take out a whole bunch of zombies and just do the same thing over and over. It's a very strenuous type of mode that has a good feel to it. But again, like, this whole Warzone aspect to zombies where, you can only go like basically so far in this mode where this is like curse zombies. So like, there's two different modes. There's regular zombies, and then I believe there's curse zombies where you can like go after like relics and like super power-ups and all that. But the problem that I have with this is like you have to kind of like pick things up and collect, like your items. And this type of mode is kind of okay because like kind of like what you see here with like what Sikanor's doing, you're able to get on a vehicle and travel. So like that's pretty decent. So it kind of feels like transit zombies from Call of Duty Black Ops 2 in a way. But what I would like to see better to be, patched in this game is get rid of the armor nonsense. Like that shouldn't be in Call of Duty at all. And what you can do is that you can have a transit mode, and transit mode can be like this, but you have to buy doors and you have to like defend your position in order to get to safety. And then it should have kind of like a final boss type of thing where like if you want to like complete like the whole map to like basically like buy out, like the whole game, then you should have something like that. So therefore that the game can feel more competitive. Cause I will be honest, like Call of Duty Zombies can have a campaign mode in it. You can like basically you could put a campaign mode aspect into Zombies mode where like if you want to be competitive to like go to higher rounds to get more like rewards on special guns, or let's just say you want to get like character skins or anything like that, like that would be a good idea if Treyarch did that. But they don't do that. They basically just make you do like the same thing over and over and over. And I'm just thinking like, bro, like why not just make it like a actual campaign survival extraction mode where you can actually like make people like, have some incentive to play the game and actually like have fun. Because the thing is like if you have something like that, that will make zombies a hell lot better because it's like one, you're not dealing with all this crazy nonsense of you having to like travel so far out, in certain maps that are like very how should I say, they're very close quarters, and you don't have like enough, particular resources in order to like basically fight back. So it's like, you're kind of basically limited with like your um I guess like your gun selection. And, like I get it, like traditional zombies wasn't always perfect, but the good thing about it was like if you go to like certain different parts of a good map, you could find good wall guns to buy if you end up saving like your money pretty well. So it's all about budgeting on how much consistency that you have with like getting the proper, necessary resources in order to win. And then as the rounds get harder, you already know where to go in your like particular like zombie pathing in order to be victorious, in your zombie, round stacking. So I think like I think that's something that Call of Duty should probably do more with this, because Black Ops 7 would be a lot better for zombies specifically, where if you had better incentive to play the game and you actually wanted to do what you wanted to do, the game would be more fun if it was just traditional round-based zombies with windows where you could like repair the windows, and like you don't have to keep worrying about zombies coming after you and just plundering all over like your area, because the problem is that what you see right now is like you're being swamped with so many directions of zombie waves coming at you. So it's not consistent with how zombies used to be, where if you're gonna zombie train, like a whole horde of zombies, you had like a certain window pathing where, like, where the zombies would come from. And then on top of that, I feel like that there needs to be more barricades. Like, there should be more perks where you could barricade certain areas of a map, so therefore you can like have a proper zombie pathing, and then that could be like a temporary thing to kind of help you have better defensive structure. Like some ideas that could be better for Call of Duty Black Ops 7 Zombies is like, give us more defensive perks. Like, if I'm playing solo, I should have something where, like, it's just simple, have something simple where I can kind of like do something in the sense of, if I want to have like more defensive, AI botted perks where I could have like more like CPU, NPC, companions. I should have something like that. I should have something where, like, that the game feels helpful, and like you don't have to like kind of like go through like the whole mess of like basically purchasing a whole bunch of perks, and then the minute you go down you have to go rebuy everything, and that's going to make it harder. And on top of that, if you don't have like another assistant with you, it would be good that if you had somebody there to like help you out. So like if you wanted to like pay for like a perk where, let's just say you want to pay for like two botted companions to kind of like help you out, and like they're good for like maybe like 10,000 HP, and then if they die you can just go rebuy them, and then guess what, that would actually make like the game a hell lot better, because now you don't have to focus on, okay, like, I'm getting shot at from all directions, and at least that way you have like your like AI computer bot, I guess like teammates to kind of like help you out. um Maybe put in some other perks like sentry gun perks. Maybe have something like, having like a ACR sentry gun type of perk where you have like a robotic AI drone like help you out in fights. Like whenever you're on, basically whenever you're doing like, basically whenever you're doing boss fights or any like, I don't know, like team fight battles, that would be pretty good if, if a Call of Duty had something like that. Another thing that they could actually do better with is give a perk where you can basically you can restore all your perks that you had, where like if you want to go to like a perk, like a perkaholic machine to spend like, let's just say like, I don't know, maybe like $6,000 or $8,000 worth of zombie points cash, or zombie cash. I don't know how that's really called. I just call it zombie cash or just points. And you can basically restore all your perks that you had after you had gone down where like the zombies had killed you. So I think that would be really cool to have. Maybe like a juggernaut type of perk where like, juggernaut or jugnog will basically make you stronger. So like, maybe have something like, if you pay for a invincible type perk where if the zombies try to like override you, and you have like this invincible perk to kind of like have like a passive to like maybe do some sort of like super explosion type of thing, like that would be kind of cool. So I mean, there's plenty of like good ideas that Treyarch has done with zombie perks. Like my all-time favorites is like Deadshot DeQuery. That's where like if you hit like the zombie directly in the head, it's like an automatic kill. Another one is man, I honestly, I usually keep forgetting count of like how many good perks that were there during Call of Duty. But I like Mule Kick. Mule Kick was fun. You were able to have like a third gun. I don't know if Mule Kick is in this game. I'm not too entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure there's probably something like equivalent to it. But if Black Ops 7 doesn't have that, I would like to see that perk come back. Another good perk that should come back, if it's not there, man, I like that spider perk. It's called the Black Widow web perk. Basically, like what that perk does is like if you get like if you get like attacked by by a lot of zombies, what that will do is like it'll create like a spider web bomb, where like it basically explodes onto zombies that try to like attack you. So like it kind of gives you like that passive to like be like really defensively, passive. So like if you're getting hit, hit from from behind, that actually helps you out, in the game, so you don't have to struggle with that much, that much like zombies trying to like over hoard you, and just like basically pressurize you too much. Um, I think some other things that Treyarch should probably like incorporate. Um, Probably give us like better melee weapons. I think Black Ops 7 should have stronger melee weapons. Um, I do like to see maybe like some like hammer weapons. Maybe give us some like Warhammer zombie weapons or anything like that. I mean, I think there's like great things that you can kind of do with Call of Duty guns. I think like overall for the most part that the guns can be better. They look a little bit too futuristic, but I mean this is kind of like leading up to Call of Duty Black Ops 3. So it's like, Black Ops 3 Zombies was really fun in my honest like opinion. Um some certain things that Black Ops 3 could have been better is maybe like don't do like the whole futuristic, I guess air, air jumps and all that. But I think overall BO3 Zombies was fun because I was able to play custom zombies, and I should probably put that onto like my channel. The reason why I don't really play Black Ops 3 Zombies too much is that it just takes too much, space. Well, I mean, I have it installed on my computer, but I just don't play it that often because it just kind of gets boring. It's a little bit stale, and I don't really have too much fun, playing it. But overall, I would give Zombies a solid 8 out of 10. The rest of the game is horrible, and the reason why I say that is campaign is trash. I don't know what the hell they're gonna be doing for the campaign. If they end up making like a DLC for it, I would like to see the DLC kind of like maybe restart everything and probably just go right into like the Raul Menendez, conflict. Do something like that. Like maybe like give David Mason like an actual like real military conflict challenge, and don't do all these weird like I don't know, like the story mode just felt like a very fairy tale, like nightmarish story of like Raul Menendez like being in people's minds, and it's like, you were basically like fighting a bunch of fictitious battles that had nothing to do with like the actual conflict of the story. And I thought I thought in my mind like the storyline was gonna be fun, where you were actually gonna be tested on like what Raul Menendez was saying to David Mason, and how his programming of like how David Mason was being feared by him is to like affect like the future in terms of like where David Mason has to like end up fighting, I guess like his past nightmares with Raul Menendez, with his quote unquote father dying and all that. So I mean, they could have done something a little bit better with that. So I think this campaign was just not good. I was thinking like, if they brought back the Black Ops 6 characters of like having Marshall and Adler come into the mix, it would be kind of interesting to like know what happened to Adler, because at least with Adler, like Adler, he should have like a story to talk about with Raul Menendez, and then obviously Frank Woods being dead, it would at least kind of like segue into like maybe like like the evolution of what the guild and the Avalon was supposed to do with Case, with William Calderon, or that's his like actual quote unquote generic name that he was given, but his real actually name is like called Case 1, which he's like a test subject, which that could be Duga Bell, which people are speculating off of that. But I just think like honestly, if you're going to like connect a storyline together from a previous game, you could have made the storyline a lot more competitive, where you should have had like Raul Menendez like talk about the Cradle, talk about Nova 6 gas, and then probably lead into like a world war conflict for like, you know, with like the United States going up against, let's just say, Russia, China. Like I was kind of thinking like that could have been like the story right there. Like Raul Menendez and the guild have this whole plan, and then maybe like bring in Pantheon, like maybe explain Pantheon is to be like this massive army, coalition that's coming together on wanting to destroy, let's just say, you know, the Western world, and it's like a whole bunch of different nationality paramilitary organizational groups that are like working with major military nation states like China and Russia. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, if you had it set up like that, where like Raul Menendez wanted to bring havoc to everybody, you could kind of have something just like that. But the story didn't have that, and that's what screwed up with the whole story. Because it's like, you know, that the story just doesn't feel fun. So I think with that, if that was fixed from the beginning, and they actually like did not put in all these crazy stupid missions that had nothing to do with how the story had any connection with Black Ops 6, or even like talking about a different storyline that could have been a lot better. um I mean, pretty much it's like, you know, this storyline's supposed to lead into Black Ops, you know, 3. And for those of you that don't know what happened with Black Ops 3, Black Ops 3 is the evolution of the DNI, which, you know, DNI is like that little crazy, like, you know, crazy AI driven chip that's put into people's brains, and you know, they're like high tech soldiers that can like think faster than like an average human, which I find that to be very really stupid. And it's a very weird worldview that people want to have, being transhumanist about it, which not a lot of people probably do believe in that. And I'm gonna have like a whole topic talking about that one day. I'll probably maybe cover that maybe after this video. And well, I'm actually gonna talk about some, you know, some other videos, but if I can get to it, like I will get to it. But yeah, I mean, that's what Black Ops 3 was like about. Like it's like this whole thing about the quote unquote Black Ops soldiers that were, you know, basically representing the US to be like this whole coalition of, you know, super high tech warriors. And you know, basically, you know, like the whole point is to like provide security and safety for the rest of the world. But what ended up happening is like the DNI, um man, I forgot what the software was called, but basically like what ended up happening was like this whole like thing with the DNI screwed people's minds up, and then they ended up being infected by this like crazy messed up horrific virus that is infected with the DNI called Corvus. And Corvus is like this whole, you know, I guess like really messed up virus that is corrupted with some like computerized tech tech based malfunction where everybody has these dark thoughts, and these dark thoughts talk about people's thoughts and people's like weird worldviews of like basically saying things like, imagine yourself in a dark forest. And like, you know, you kind of go through like these very weird mental episodes, and and basically it's designed for you to like say stupid shit like that. So it's like it's kind of weird and it's very messed up, but that's what the whole point of Black Ops 3 was. It was totally different from Black Ops 2, and it had no connection to it. So with Black Ops 7, going into this whole prequel leading into Black Ops 3, because Black Ops 7 takes place like after like 2025, before Black Ops 3 took place in like 2060 or 2050. So it's like really like in like, you know, in retrospect, it's kind of weird, because it's like you wouldn't like basically you wouldn't think that Black Ops 7 wouldn't have put that connection in, and they would have talked about, okay, this is what DNI can do and this is how DNI can function. But it should have talked about like the connection with Black Ops 6. Well, with Black Ops 3, to explain like what the DNI is and how corrupted the DNI could have been. If Raul Menendez had maybe like some computerized code to like kind of like have like some AI generated thing to say like this is what DNI can do to you, blah blah blah. Like I mean, obviously he was dead in this game, but it was like kind of like prioritized through the evil character Kagan. So she kind of like made Raul Menendez like talk on his own behalf, and I'm not even too sure if that's really like a good way to sell Raul Menendez. I guess he is technically dead, so it's like bringing him into the scene just kind of made no sense whatsoever. So I don't know. I mean, the story mode should have had a better function to kind of get people motivated to like what is to come for the Call of Duty franchise. But Treyarch kind of just crapped it, and they just did a really bad job. If you guys want to check out more details on it, you could take a look at that YouTuber called Fooly. He's a really good YouTuber. And, I think, credit to Sikander, like, he said Black Ops 7 Zombies is, like, the only thing that has it going to be good for this game, but the rest of everything is crappy. The game mode, end game is not that fun. Black Ops 7 Zombies is pretty good. There's a few things that can be better for zombies, but obviously I pretty much explained that, but yeah, campaign is trash, multiplayer is horrible. I'm not gonna get into that, but I will say like skill-based matchmaking is terrible, and that should be like removed, and Activision or whoever is operating the matchmaking, I mean, it just needs to go. Like, I mean, I thought at one point the beta kind of like made things pretty fun to like feel like that you actually liked playing the game, but it's like no, it just it, it was just a smoke and mirrors to like make people think that Call of Duty was back. And I mean, other than that, it just feels like the same thing, copy and paste, trash. And I mean, granted, like the only thing that'll probably give Call of Duty maybe like a little bit of juice left is probably just Warzone. I mean, that's the only thing that's gonna make people want to actually play the game. I mean, furthermore, Warzone is just different from Black Ops 7, so I will just say like Black Ops 7 is probably gonna go to the trash because it's like, but the game is not gonna get any better. And then, with Battlefield 6 being like the top game ever, to be like the number one game to be bought worldwide, I mean, Call of Duty is basically done. And if it continues to keep on getting worse, it's like that's on them, man. It's like it's nothing on anybody else but the developers. So I mean, the developers try to rush this game, and like what I want to say less than 2 years, or at least 3 years. I mean, Black Ops 6 was not even out for at least like a full two and a half years at least. So I don't even know, man. Like, I would say it's better to just get rid of Black Ops 7, just drop this game. Anybody that has Black Ops 7, don't play this game, and just let Call of Duty fail. Like, I mean, I don't want to see Call of Duty succeed, because it's like the game just feels boring, man. Like honestly, are you really gonna be spending $70 of your own money and act like as if that Call of Duty is actually really worth playing, when the truth is like all these YouTubers, like I'll just say YouTubers like Swag, Korean Savage, I mean all these YouTubers that basically try to meet Riot Call of Duty to say like Call of Duty is such a great game, guys, just go ahead and play it. Who cares what what other people say. The truth is like the game is dry. Like the game doesn't feel like literally the game does not feel like a good game. And I mean, granted, shout out to good YouTubers like Pro MVZ, Yo Rumors. I mean, guys that are like competitive on the multiplayer side, that play casually, but they're really good at what they do, and they like make the game more fun because they have funny commentary to it because they're very competitive. That's good for Call of Duty, but at the end of the day, if nobody's not really rocking with the game, then it's like Bro, it's like, honestly, it's just not the same thing. It's just a copy and paste game, and it's a waste of time. So, I think, honestly, Treyarch, they gotta, like, get their heads out of what their asses, and if they want to make this game good to, like, be in competition with Battlefield 6, they need to start listening to the community and stop giving, basically stop giving fans all this crappy filler content, because that's really what this game has really come down to. It's just a bunch of filler content just to keep people temporarily satisfied, and then eventually the game's just going to keep getting worse, and then people are going to get pissed off, and then the game's just going to be done. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I got more videos coming, and I'm not going to switch games to kind of talk other, different games. So I'm going to talk about other games while this stream's going up. So alright, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys on another video. Thank you.